Good morning, students. So today I will explain the basic concepts of the dual nature of matter. Dual nature of matter. So we know that physics is the study of matter and energy. Matter means particles represented by mass of the particles, and energy is in the form of radiation represented by its frequency. Frequency is the characteristic property of radiation. Okay? And we know that according to Einstein's mass energy equivalence, E is equal to mc square. Okay? Mass can be converted into energy, energy can be converted into mass according to this formula. Okay? So you can say mass is a form of another energy like light, heat, sound, like this. So, and according to Planck's equation, the energy is a stream of photons. Each photon energy is h nu. Okay? Each photon energy, where u is the frequency, h is Planck's constant. Okay? Now, so we know that radiation has a dual nature. Interference, diffraction, and polarization proves that light has wave nature. Photoelectric effect, Compton effect, Raman effect proves that light has a particle nature. That is photon, PHOTY in photon. Okay? So when energy has dual nature, the radiation has dual nature, its counterpart mass, because they are equivalent, they should have a dual nature. That's what de Broglie predicted. That's what the de Broglie's hypothesis says. Okay? So every moving particle is associated with a wave. That wave is called matter wave. And how do you find the wavelength of the matter wave? It's another fundamental wave, like electromagnetic wave, sound wave. It's another wave. Okay? So every moving particle should be associated with the wave. Okay? Let us calculate the wavelength of that wave, okay, by using these two fundamental equations. Okay? So we know that E is equal to h. In place of nu, I can write c by lambda. Okay? So in place of this E, I am substituting mc square. mc square is equal to hc by lambda. One c gets cancelled. So this gives lambda is equal to h by mc. So dimensionally, what is mc? Okay. Product of mass and velocity is momentum, which is Planck's constant, a fundamental constant. So we can write, whenever a particle of mass m moving with velocity v, its wavelength is, you can write simply this one. Okay. This is what the de Broglie's wavelength of a moving particle of mass m moving with velocity. This is the basic equation of de Broglie's hypothesis. The wavelength of matter wave is given by h by mv. Okay, fine. The wave associated with this particle is called matter wave. Wavelength is given by h by mv. Fine. Let us see what type of questions can be asked based on this. So it can also be written as h by momentum. We know that the kinetic energy E is equal to half mv square. The kinetic energy is half mv square. Multiply and divide by mass, you will get kinetic energy E is equal to p square by 2m. So in place of momentum p, I can write square root of 2m. This is the relation between the wavelength and the kinetic energy of the particle per particle. Next, that for example electron is there. How do you increase the kinetic energy? By applying the potential difference V. By applying the potential difference V, I can accelerate to high kinetic energy. So the wavelength of matter wave is also equal to h by square root of 2m cube. What is this V? accelerating potential, not velocity, accelerating, capital V, accelerating potential. Okay, so these three are very, very important equations for solving the problems of matter waves. Okay, in terms of velocity, momentum, kinetic energy, accelerating potential. Okay, even if you know the temperature also, if you know the energy, E is equal to 3 by 2 of kT, you can substitute here, you can find the relation between the de Broglie wavelength and temperature of the medium. Okay, fine. So now I want to talk about the photon. How do you calculate the momentum of photon, wavelength of the photon? Okay. Photon, a quantum of light wave energy is called photon. E is equal to h nu, which is a very popular Planck's equation. Now E is equal to mc square h nu. You can write. Just for comparison, I am writing in place of E mc square. I can write this as mc into h nu by c. Then what is product of mass and velocity? Momentum. So the momentum of the photon is equal to E h nu by c, which is nothing but E by c. Just note down this one. Momentum of the photon. The momentum of the photon. Energy by velocity of light. Where c is the velocity of light. That's a constant. Okay, fine. This is the momentum. To calculate the momentum of photon, this one. Okay, fine. Now, sometimes, especially in competitive examination, wavelength of photon is given. Wavelength of, how do you calculate its energy? Look at this. E is equal to h c by lambda. Okay. What is the unit? If everything you put in SI system, the unit of energy is joule. Joule. Okay. Now, but generally in mechanics we express energy in joules, but in atomic physics we express energy in electron volts. In nuclear physics we express energy in mega electron volts. Mega electron volts. Okay. What is electron volt? Okay. The energy gained by electron when it accelerated by 1 volt potential difference is electron volt. So 1 electron volt is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joules, which is nothing but charge of electron. So if I divide this by E, hc by E lambda, the joule will convert into electron volts. So electron volts is also unit of energy in atomic physics. We use this one. Okay. So this H, C, E, they are constants. Okay. E is the charge of electron, C is velocity of light, H is the Planck's constant. If I substitute the values, I will get 12,400 by lambda. This lambda I will put in angstroms. Then I will get energy. Okay. This is the very, very important shortcut formula. When wavelength of a photon or electromagnetic wave is given, immediately how do you find energy in electron volts? For example, lambda is 6000 angstrom. Substitute 6000, you will get energy in electron volts. Okay. This is a very, very important concept. Remember that. Okay. So these equations are required for solving the problems connected to photon, proton, electron, okay, alpha particle. So many questions can be asked. Okay. So for solving the problems related to de Broglie hypothesis, these equations are required. So let us solve the problems now based on these equations.